Well, the timing's not right. And by timing not right, I mean everything seems okay in their life, but there's that relative, and I don't know if you have one, but I have at least 3 in my family, the relative that decides that timing's not right, and they're going to make sure everybody knows about it. So there's some grumbling, and some how dare you, and so maybe some, oftentimes there'll be some phrase that sounds something like, thank God your fill in the blank is dead, this would have killed them, that sort of thing. So there's a family member in there that wants to kind of make a fuss and grumble, and then they see the bride coming down the aisle, and they go, and they see love, and everybody knows how to behave, then everybody calms down. Sometimes it's a couple that's dealing with the birth of a child, and the announcement is made, and it sounds like a happy news, but the timing's wrong. Maybe there hasn't been a wedding yet, or maybe there's something different, and the timing's not right, and here comes Uncle fill in the blank, or Aunt fill in the blank, and she's going to make a fuss, and she's going to, that's not the way, and the timing's not right, and then the baby comes, and makes sort of a goggle noise, and everybody goes, ah, and they see love, and they know how to respond. This story has drawn us out in the middle of the night. And isn't it a lovely story? I had an inkling. My mother sent me about 2 years ago. I was having a kind of a rough patch in January, and I got this little box from her. And rolled up inside is this little piece of blue flannel that was once a blanket. And she put in the note, you used to behave when you hung on to this. So I'm sending it to you now. Well, I had that in my hand today, because it's the exact same blue as the blue that Linus's blanket was. And when I was doing the gospel, I was going to hold it up and go, lights please, just to give you that authenticity, but I held off on that. But, that story, it sounds like this beautiful story because there's a baby and there's a couple that's in love. And did you listen carefully to this story that got us up in the middle of the night and here? Timing is way off. A young woman who's engaged, but now a mother whose fiance is now going to be a foster father. There was this thing on NPR this weekend, and there was the entire Christmas story told through Joseph as like a 22-year-old carpenter who's really sick of his co-workers making fun of Mary and the angel that came to visit her. He says, if that guy Cleo mentions it one more time, I'm going to hit him right in the nose. This story doesn't make any sense. This Christmas story that makes everybody feel so nice and warm and brings everybody home is a mess. So why does it work? Why does it make sense? I was kind of talking to my mom this morning. I tend to bounce sermons off her. I know I'm doing well when she contributes after a couple of minutes. Well, did you ever think of? I know it's going poorly when she goes, oh, that's lovely, dear. She started to say, oh, that's lovely, dear. I was like, wait, oh, hear me out. And as I'm talking about how crazy this story is, and how some people are ready to make a scene and kind of tell how this is all going wrong, she goes, that kind of sounds like our family Christmases. This story makes sense to us. This story brings us out and together at Christmas. This crazy story makes our Christmas work because it's our story. Because the timing is wrong on many of the things that we do. Because there's sometimes someone that wants to let it be known that we're doing things the wrong way, and 9 times out of 10 that someone is us. And that's where we fit. That's where we belong. That story makes sense out of our stories. A baby laid in a manger. What a ridiculous thing to get up and celebrate in the middle of the night, except that the manger is in a stable, the warmest place in town, if you know anything, like the animals who are in there, right? And the stable's in a little city called Bethlehem, and Bethlehem happens to mean in Hebrew, house of bread. And this baby born in a manger is going to grow up and take bread and identify with it when it's broken. Oh, maybe the story does make sense. Maybe that's exactly where God meets us. at the wrong time, in the wrong place, at exactly the last minute when all fell apart, God steps in, people see love, and they go, oh. That sounds pretty on Christmas Eve, and I hope it carries you through at least 24 hours of bliss. But I really hope the next time something goes out of whack, I really hope that the next time you find yourself in the wrong place, at the wrong time, that you remember that that is exactly where God came like a little baby in the middle of the night and met us and embraced us and kissed us and hugged us and loved us and says, you're my family. We're one of a kind. We fit together. May the blessed child of Bethlehem bless and make sense out of all your wrong timings, all your lost ways, all your heartache or pain, and bring you home.